Hi there everyone, Josiah here with Womprat Creations, and it is time for the 5th installment of the Fett Lineage project. And today, you might be wondering, we've gone through concept design all the way through to the first pre-production helmet. You might be thinking that the next one, since I delineated that it was the first pre-production helmet, that we'd probably be doing the second pre-production helmet today. Well, you're wrong. Today I am going to be doing the next, as far as I can tell, the next chronological incarnation of the helmet, which is actually not a physical incarnation at all. It is an animated one. I am referring to the infamous holiday special where Boba Fett got his first on-screen appearance. Like it or not, Boba Fett's first on-screen appearance is in animated form in the Star Wars holiday special. And I'm not talking about, obviously, I'm not talking about the new Lego Star Wars holiday special. This came out back, I believe, in the 70s, and say what you want about it, it's interesting. But I am going to be doing Boba's helmet from there. Well, alright, so it's an animated version of the character, and it's not a very detailed animation either. So I had a plan to do a true to animation helmet for this, but it would not have been a very interesting video. The whole helmet is a light blue, and there is no real damage that you can see on it. You can see the indent of the dent on the helmet in the show, but it's not. There's no damage going on in the paint job. It's just all a light blue for the helmet, and it wouldn't have been a very interesting video. So what I am going to be doing for this one is I'm going to have some fun with this one. I'm going to keep the light blue color for the helmet, but I'm going to be doing a lot of damage that I want to do, and we'll see how it turns out. So this, again, for you Fett purists, I'm sorry, but I'm going to do my imagination of a Boba Fett holiday special if they did it in a live action sequence. Yeah, you'll see where I'm going. It's going to be kind of like the holiday special helmet, but not really. We'll see how it turns out. I really don't know how this is going to go. But the first thing that I need to do, just like any other Fett helmet, I need to get a base layer of metal on this. Never mind, forget that. I changed my mind. I'm doing something else. I am doing something else. Doing something else. All right, so a couple different things going on here. As you saw, I changed my mind on what I was going to be doing for the paint scheme mid-paint job, which historically has always worked out beautifully for me. Hopefully this one turns out better. I switched from the normal silver metal base layer to a brownish red. And the reason for that is because I'm going to do this paint job rusty. I'm going to try. I've never really been able to do it successfully. So it only makes sense that I would choose to try to tackle it again on a fairly important project, right? Yeah, I'm going to try to do a rusty paint job on this. I'm going to try to do it justice. And I actually already have all of my damage masked off. So you guys don't have to sit and watch me liquid mask off a whole bunch of damage all over the helmet. I've damaged off the whole helmet already. So next thing that I get to do is put the next layer of paint on it. And this is actually going to be a fairly simple paint job as far as Boba Fett goes, because in the holiday special, Boba Fett's helmet is like a light blue. And that's the only color on it, aside from his black T-visor. Other than that, the entire helmet is light blue. I don't think they were ever really considering making Boba blue. I think that was just the choice that they made for that animation. Seems like that animation didn't have a ton of time put into it. Not putting down the animators, just saying no one in that animation looks like they're supposed to. Look at Han. Look, I mean, Chewie's kind of close, but even then, it's a little questionable. Anyways, Boba's helmet is all light blue, and I am going to keep that color. I am going to paint this entire thing a light blue right now, and as always, well, with all of the other Boba Fett helmets, I'm using Archive X going forward. I didn't use Archive X for the rust color just because I didn't have an appropriate color for it. For my base rust color, I used a darkish brown spray paint, and then I mist it over with some flat red primer, which gave it just that little bit of a rust kick that I was looking for. So next up is the light blue. Then, well, I guess I'll walk you guys through my whole paint job. Next up is light blue. Then I'm going to do a tiny bit of weathering for like damage areas. Then I'm going to do some misting of a lighter, more orangey rust color. Then, yeah, you know what? We'll check back in after that. So, light blue, some weathering, and then some rust. Yeah, let's get to it. All right, you guys, my boba helmet is done, and it is very rusty. I am very pleased with how the rust paint job turned out on this. I am affectionately calling this tetanus boba. I know. This is supposed to be the holiday special helmet, but I wanted to make it a little more interesting, and I also use this as an opportunity to explore some damage that we're going to be seeing on a future helmet. I'm sure those Fett enthusiasts out there will be able to identify what damage I used for this. But let me talk a little bit about the paint job. So I started out with the flat brown, and then I did a quick misting of a flat red to give it just a little bit more of a rusty color. I masked off all of my damage. Then I went through with the main blue. Then while the liquid masking was still on, I did a little bit of weathering, and then I went around all of the major damage areas and sprayed a lighter, more orange rust color. The rust reference images that I was using seem to follow this pretty closely. This, you know, where the actual paint had chipped off and you could see the bare metal, it was more of the dark red, brown rust color. And then above that, like spreading out from that, was this really light orange rust color, which I think turned out pretty good. This is probably the best rust paint job that I have been able to accomplish, and I'm very pleased with it. And now I get to add Tetanus Boba to my collection of Boba Fett helmets, and like I said, this is taking the place of my holiday special Boba Fett helmet, really just because I kept the light blue color of the helmet. But thank you guys so much for tuning in for this week's Fett Lineage project. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th Boba Fett helmet that I have done on the channel, and I couldn't be happier with it. I hope you guys got something out of it. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Hey, if you enjoyed that video, consider checking us out on Patreon. Patreon is a great way to help support the channel directly, and it allows us to give you some cool stuff in return, like free 3D models of all of the shop infrastructure builds that I do. You can get free merch and a whole bunch of other really cool stuff. So go check it out. Thanks, guys.
517 to scanner control. 517 to scanner control. 316, report to control. 53 to upper bay door. 53 to upper bay door.